Hello, I'm Diane. I'm a nurse practitioner student at Midwestern State University, and I want to do a neuro assessment with you. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good deal. Now, I want to be going through and assessing you, and that's going to involve maybe some palpation where I'm actually touching you at times. I'll walk you through all the steps, and I do not want to cause you any discomfort. So if I do, please let me know. And if you have any questions, please let me know. So I'll be giving you instructions all throughout this. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes.
Very good. Part of the neuro check is the mental status. And obviously you know who you are and you know where you are.
Yes.
And since you filled out the form, I would say that most of that was intact. You're alert, oriented person, place and time, and situation. So very good. And speech, your speech has been clear and you're able to answer questions and enunciate your words properly. So I'd say that's another positive sign on your mental status for your neuro checks. Okay? And other things that we're going to check is going to be some of the cranial nerves. Now there are 12 cranial nerves that we're going to be testing today. So I'm going to be walking through those a few at a time in some cases. And as we go along, I want you to try to answer these questions. And if you have, like again, if you need me to stop, please do. Now cranial nerve 1, the first one, is olfactory. And that's your sense of smell. So I actually have something here that I want you to hold one side closed, and I want you to smell this and see what you smell. Good job. Okay. Now I'm going to get another bottle and occlude the other side and smell this. Good job. I tried to trick you. It's the same bottle. Same bottle. Good. Good. So your olfactory senses are intact. Very good. Okay. Next, I'm going to be working with mostly your eyes. So the next cranial nerve is 2, which is optic. Okay. And I'm going to be getting out my little ophthalmoscope with a little light that I can look at your eyes with. And I'm going to be looking at inside your pupils. So what I want you to do is look off in the distance, and I'm going to look. And what I do is I follow the reflex into your face, into your eye, and then look. Now I'm looking in at your optic nerve, your optic disc. And I want to do the same thing on the other side, using the other hand. I follow it in, and I look around. Good job. Thank you. And so that kind of test, I want to see that your ocular muscles are intact and your nerves are intact, and that's good. And I also want to check for what we call PERLA, which is people's equal reactive to light. So I'm going to be checking to see if your pupils respond by constricting to the light. And I'm also going to be checking to see if it's direct and consensual. So as the one that I'm shining, I want to see if the other one accommodates it, which it did. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to be checking, that was the ocular motors 2 and 3. So now I'm going to check for 3, 4, and 6. And in those, I'm going to be using their ocular muscles, and I'm going to be using what we call a 6 cardinal views of gaze. And I want you to watch my finger, and I'm going to make a pattern with it. Good job. That means that your 3, 4, and 6 are intact and everything looks good. Okay, now I'm going to be checking your trigeminal, which is your 5th one, and that's where I'm going to feel your jaw. That's going to be here. I'm going to touch right here, and I want you to clench your teeth, and then now move your jaw side to side. Good job. Was there any pain or crepitus with that? No, I didn't feel any crepitus, and so good. And then I'm going to check for what we call sharp and dull. And so you notice I just tore a toothpick apart. And of course this is going to be the dull side, and that is going to be the sharp side. Okay, and I'm going to touch your face and see if you can tell me whether it's sharp or dull. Okay, good job. Okay, and so that's intact. Now I want to check your cranial nerve 7, and that's going to be your facial, okay? I want you to smile for me. Good job. Now I want you to frown for me. Good job. Now puff out your cheeks. Good job. Okay. Those nerves are intact. Good deal. Now I want to check your hearing. Now I know we did a lot of this in the HEENT, but I'm going to do it again just a little bit. I want you to occlude one ear. Okay. Good job. And the other one. Good job. That was called the whisper test. And I'm also going to check for Weber and Ryan. Oops, goodness. Okay, tell me where you feel this conduction. In one ear or both?
Oh.
Good job. Now, I'm going to check the Renee, or the Ren test. Tell me when you still, when you quit hearing it, on your bone, on your mastoid bone. You still hear it? Good job. Good job. Good. Because we know air conduction is longer than bone conduction, so very good. Now we're going to check for cranial nerves 9 and 10, which is the glossopharyngeal and the vagus. Okay. Now what I want you to do is swallow. Good job. And actually, I'm going to get a light here in a second so I can see. And I want to check your uvula, and I want to see your soft palate. Good deal. Your uvula's midline, and I see the movement up and down of your soft palate. Looks good. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. It was midline. It's not deviated. It's not moved to one side or the other, which is a very good sign. And so the cranial nerves are all intact. Very good. Now I want to check for motor function. Now we're going to do a little bit of this a little bit later, but I noticed your gait was smooth and regular. No abnormalities, no ticking, no any kind of things that I noticed, anything like that. So you're good. I also am examining your muscle tone, and again, there's no abnormalities, no involuntary tics, and there's also no atrophy. You look symmetrical on both sides, which is a very good sign. Very good. Now I want to put you through what we call passive range of motion, and it's a subjective kind of a finding, but when I lift your arm, if you're flaccid, you would feel it would not, there would be no resistance at all, and you would not be able to. Good, good, okay, and good deal, good, that's good. That's perfect. If it was flaccid, it would be just like heavy in my hand, and if it was real rigid, which people would have like Parkinson's, they're real rigid and it's stiff to move, and that was just actually just right where we needed it to be. Good deal. Okay, and now I want to test, when we were doing the musculoskeletal, we were checking range of motion, abduction, extension, and adduction. We were testing to see how well you could do it. Now I'm testing for the strength of what you have. So I want you to hold your hands out like this, and I'm going to press on your fingers, and I want you to keep me from doing it. Good deal. Okay, good deal. Okay, now I want you to hold your fingers together, and I want you to pull them out. Good deal. So that is showing me the strength when I do a little bit of resistance. Okay? Now I want you to make a fist, palm side down. Good. And I'm going to push down on your hands, and I don't want you to let me. Good deal. Good. Okay. And now I want to kind of put your elbows closer to your side, and I'm going to push down, and I don't want you to let me. Good deal. Now I'm going to push up. Don't let me. Good job. Okay. Now I want to check your shoulders, which, okay, you can just relax you. I'm going to push down on your shoulders. You push up. Good deal. Good deal. And I'm going to push against you push against my hand. Good. And good. Good deal. Okay. Now I want to check your shoulders, so I want you to hold your arms out length, and I'm going to push down on them. Don't let me. Good job. And I'll push up on them. Don't let me. Good job. And that's what we call range of motion. I'm also going to check your your calves, or your thighs, and I want you to push against me. Good job. Now pull against me. Good job. Good deal. I'm also going to check your feet, so I want you to flex your feet. Dorsiflex. Good. Now plantarflex. Good job. And I'm also checking for not just that you can do it and that you can keep me from moving your hands or making them go. I'm also checking for symmetry, because it's important to know whether or not the strength is the same on both sides. So very good. Now I want to check your hip flexor. Okay, so for this I'm going to need you to lay down. There we go. Good deal. Okay, and I want you to lift your legs. Good deal. And lift your other one. Good deal. Now I want to do what we call internal and external rotation. So what I want you to do is I'm going to push your leg that way, and I want you to kind of resist. I'm going to lift your leg up a little and across. Good. Now I'm going to do the same. Good. Okay. And over here, I'm going to try to push it across. Good. And then I'm pull it. Good job. Good. That's testing the muscle strength, which is really good. Okay. Now I want you to go ahead and sit back up, and I'm going to check your knees. Now for those, I want you to, I'm going to try to push together your knees. I want you to push them out. Good job. Now I'm going to try to, good job. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Okay. Now I want to check coordination. Because coordination is also something very important. Now there's two different tests. There's a Romberg and a pronation. And what I want you to do is, you're going to have to stand up for this. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Now kind of stand to your side, or face that way, yes. And stick your hands out. Okay, now close your eyes. Okay, and good, because that tells me that you can still maintain that posture. Now, I'm going to push down, and your hands come back up. That's called the pronator test. Good job. Now you can open your eyes. Now I want to watch you walk. You know, we kind of started that a little bit, but I want you to do it again. I want you to walk forward a few steps, checking for gait and posture. Good deal, and turn back around. Okay. Now I want you to do what we call tandem walking. That means your heel goes to the front of the toe on the other foot. And just take a few steps. Good deal. Now what I want you to do is walk on your heels. So walk forward on your heels just a little bit, a few steps. Good. Now come back on your tiptoes. Good deal. Now I want you to do a shallow knee bend. Good job. All righty. Okay, now you can have a seat again. Thank you. Okay, now another coordination test is what we call the rapid alternating movement test. I want you to pronate and supinate, okay? And in between time, like when you do this, hit your knees and lift up, turn your hands the other way and back down. Good deal. And now try to do it as fast as you can. Good job. Good. Now, if you weren't able to do that, or if there was kind of jerkiness to your movements, that could indicate a brainstem dysfunction, which I'm glad you don't have. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now I want to do what's called a point-to-point test. Now with that, I'm going to put my finger in position. I want you to touch the finger and then touch your nose, and then touch my finger, touch your nose. Okay? So. Good job. Very good. That's intact. That means that your coordination is very much intact. Good deal. Now I'm going to check for sensory again. And, okay, I'm going to do several different things. I'm going to get what we call a sharp object and a dull object, and I want you to tell me whether you feel something sharp or dull. Okay? And if you'll close your eyes. Okay? Is that sharp or dull?
Sharp.
Good job. And what is this? Is that sharp or dull?
Sharp.
Good.
Sharp.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Okay. Very good. And now there's some more tests that I want you to do. And I want you to keep opening your eyes once in a while, but then I'm gonna have you close them again, because these sensories work best when your eyes are closed, because that way we're not getting other senses that are trying to work to help you with these. Okay? So what I want you to do is I'm gonna get an object, and I'm gonna put it in your hand. Close your eyes. I will put it in your hand, and I want you to tell me what you will see or feel.
A key.
Good job. That's called sternosis. Good deal. And that means that you're able to put together from what you feel what it actually is. Okay? And another test for sensory, I want you to again close your eyes, and I'm going to write a number in your hand, and I want you to tell me what number it was.
3.
Good job. Very good. Okay. And that being able to put that together, that means your brainstem is functioning well, and you're able to have the sensory to be able to tell it. Okay. And I'm going to do next, I'm going to touch you in a place. I'm going to have you shut your eyes again. I'm going to touch you somewhere, and I want you to tell me where I touched you. Okay. Now open your eyes and point to it. Good job. Good job. That's very good. That means your senses and your sensory motors are all working the way they're supposed to. Good job. Now I'm going to do what we call a 2-point dissemination test. Okay? And I want you to tell me whether it's sharp, or excuse me, whether you feel 1 point or 2 points. Okay? And close your eyes.
2.
Good job.
2. 2. 1.
Good job. Good job. Very good. Okay. Now I'm going to do what we call an extinction test. And in that extinction test, I'm going to touch you on one side or both, and I want you to tell me whether it's left side, right side, or both sides. Okay? And again, I'm going to have you close your eyes.
1.
And which side was it?
Left side.
Good.
Right side. Both.
Good job. Good job. Great. Now, I'm going to do deep tendon reflexes. So that's the next test that we're going to be doing. And that I'm going to be using this reflex hammer. You've probably seen one of these before. And what I'm going to do is check your reflexes. The first one I'm going to check is the brachial. So I'm going to hold your hand here, and I'm going to strike it, and I'm going to feel it for. Oh, I see it. Good job. Good job. I see that one too. Now I'm going to check your brachial, or excuse me, your bicep, and I'm going to strike mine with thumb. Good. I feel that and see that. Good job. Okay. And then I'm going to check your triceps, which, now this one's a little hard to get to. I'm going to hold your arm up, and you try to relax it, put all your weight in it, and I'm going to strike your tricep right here, or your acromion process. Good job. Good job. Okay. Now I'm going to do the reflex that most people think of, which is the patella, the knee reflex. So I'm going to strike. Now I know it's hard to keep if you have trouble with this, then people try to distract you by doing that kind of stuff. Good job. Good job. That's good. Those reflexes are intact. Now the last one I'm going to do is the Achilles reflex. Okay? And what I'm going to do for that, pardon me, is I'm going to strike the Achilles tendon. Good job. Good job. Now there's 2 more reflexes that I'm going to do, and it's not by striking, it's going to be by touching you with the back of the reflex hammer. Okay? And I'm going to do the first one here. Sorry, it's a cutaneous reflex. And I'm going to take this reflex hammer, and you might have to lay down again for it. Sorry about that. And I'm going to be looking for your cutaneous reflex in your stomach. And you run it from the umbilicus away from it, and then you see a twitching of the muscles, which I did. Good job. Thank you. Sorry about the up and down. And then one more reflex. I'm going to check what we call Babinski's sign. And I'm gonna take the bottom of my reflex hammer, go from your heel, go out laterally and across medially. Good job. And what I want to see is the plantar flexion and not where you splay your finger or your toes. Good job, good job. Thank you. That concludes the neurological examination. Thank you. Pardon me.